So yeah, we've got about 25 knots of wind coming today, so we've decided to put a reef in the main, which means you make the sail a bit smaller. I don't normally do that, but it just takes a bit of stress out of it, and it's easier for the autopilot to steer the boat. Sometimes if it gets a bit too big a swell, the autopilot won't steer the boat, we have to manually steer it. Not perfect conditions for us, but it's been a bit like that lately, so the wind's getting up there a bit. Anyway, so it's Keppel Island to a place called Pearl Bay, and Pearl Bay is in a military training zone. So what happens, certain times of the year, it's owned by the Australian government, nobody can go in there because they're doing bombing runs and firing of ordnance and stuff like that. So they put it out on the VHF radio if that area is closed for military training. If so, we'd have to go around it, but the training had just finished, so we were safe to go into Pearl Bay. Last year when we left Great Keppel Island, we picked up 2 or 3 good sized Spanish mackerel just towing a lure behind the boat, but no joy this year, didn't get anything. So we prefer to go sailing if we can with the wind on the side of the boat, on the beam of the boat. It's more comfortable and it's faster. We travel faster in lighter winds. When the wind goes directly behind the boat, we have to pole out the genoa. That's when you see the pole sticking out and the sails are winged out one either side. One of the things I don't like about that is it can become pretty rolly and pretty uncomfortable, and the boat can flop around a lot, and it's hard to stop too. If you have to stop the boat, it takes quite a few minutes to turn a boat around when it's running in that configuration.
Because you have to get your pole out, don't you?
Yeah, you have to get your pole out, sails down, and all the rest of it. So yeah, it was a roly-poly downhill run, which the dog doesn't like very much because she gets thrown around a little bit. She gets a bit antsy about it, so do I. But that's the way the weather was and has been for a lot of the trip. That's what we had to do for the day. So apparently the Australian government brought the Shoalwater military training zone back in the 50s for the get ready for the Vietnam War or something, and as a result the public can't go in there. There's no roads in there, there's no infrastructure in there, so you're very much on your own. That couple of 100 miles, there's really nowhere to buy supplies or get fuel or water or anything like that, so you have to be a bit wary of that when you go through there, that you got to get up to somewhere like Mackay before you start getting back into civilizations.
That's Port Clinton up there, and this is where we're heading, into Pearl Bay. Very pretty.
Okay, so we're about an hour away from Pearl Bay, and we've had a few dolphins around the boat, so the dog's nice and happy. The swell's been getting up a bit, it's quite rough, but we don't have far to go.
Did you have a good day today?
No, today wasn't a good day. Today was a bad day. Though it could have been a whole lot worse. We've had a very lucky day today in a lot of ways. Extremely lucky. Yes, so we left Great Keppel Island. We've chugged on down to Peel Bay, which is about 50-60 miles. Anyway, so we were coming in. We were 2 or 3 miles out, and it's been a very rough day with a really big, huge, sloppy sea. I was filling up some sails, and I thought to myself, where's the dog? So we did a quick scan of the boat, and there was no dog, and we went downstairs and there was no dog. The dog was gone.
Dog overboard.
Dog overboard. The dog had been up the front looking at dolphins and stuff, and we'd seen a few dolphins. So somehow in the big seas she got flicked overboard. So anyway, we were running downwind, which is not a good thing, but one sail was already filled up and we managed to get the engine started pretty quickly, turned the boat around and started heading back and retracing our steps. And I'm thinking to myself, nah, this dog's dead. There's no way this dog's going to survive. There's no way we're going to find anything out here in this ocean. And it was rough, you know, big seas, big swells. She's a good swimmer. She's an Italian water dog.
We are so lucky.
The only thing that saved her wasn't her brains, just the fact that she's an Italian water dog and swims like a fish. She's got webbed feet and she swims all day.
Yes, you.
Yeah. So anyway, we turned around, we went back, we retraced our steps for about 15-20 minutes. No dog. And there was a speedboat going past, so I tried to wave it down, I tried to call it on VHF-16 just to say we'd lost a dog, can you help us search? He completely ignored us and pissed off. Anyway, so we were sort of laid a hole there with the main up and we stopped where we thought we may have lost the dog. And what comes swimming along? But a little white head. So we had to get it on board after that. So she swam to the, well, she was swimming towards us. We had to take the boat, do a big loop around the dog because the main was still up, and go upwind to get alongside the dog. And I put a rope around my arm, got along over the side of the boat, managed to grab the dog by the collar,
long way down,
rip it on board.
But there she is.
And there she is. She's still alive. The only reason she's alive is she's incredibly lucky and she's a good swimmer. So she can swim for hours. So yeah. But we've had a few beers and we're chilling out in Peel Bay.
Watching the sunset.
Yeah.